Hola amigos! Today we're taking a fascinating journey into the world of comedy, exploring how Latin and American humor shape our cultures, influence our daily lives, and reflect who we are as people. Get ready for some laughs and some seriously interesting cultural insights. Let's start with the heart and soul of Latin humor. If you've ever been to a Latin family gathering, you know that humor isn't just about telling jokes. It's a way of life. There are several pillars of Latin humor. The first is family-centric comedy. Latin comedians know that family is comedy gold. Why? Because in our culture, family isn't just important, it's everything. Take Mario Aguilar, whose impressions of Latin moms have gained millions of views. When he acts out a mom saying, "¿Qué vas a saber tú? What do you know?" every Latino in the audience feels it in their soul. It's not just comedy, it's cultural documentation. The next pillar is the telenovela influence. Latin humor often mirrors the dramatic flair of telenovelas. Exaggerated reactions, passionate delivery, complex relationship dynamics, and over-the-top scenarios.
And the winner of the Miss Tijuana pageant is Mariana.
Third are the regional differences. Mexican humor often relies on albur, or double entendre, and clever wordplay. Argentine humor is known for its sharp wit and social commentary, and Colombian humor embraces absurdist situations and regional stereotypes. Now, let's look at some modern masters of Latin comedy. Franco Escamilla is known as El Diablo of comedy, masters dark humor while keeping it relatable. Famous for his Gabby stories about his daughter, and he pioneered the long-form comedy storytelling in Mexico.
Dije, no sabe. ¿Cuántas fuentes tiene? Dijo, no sé.
Sofia Niño de Rivera is known for breaking barriers as a female voice in Latin comedy, tackling taboo subjects with grace and humor, combining American-style stand-up with Latin sensibilities, and her Netflix specials show how Latin comedy is evolving.
Y los ves por todos lados como, ¡quiero verlas todas! Porque ya solo voy a ver dos.
Ricardo Ofario represents the new generation of Latin comedians, blends observational comedy with cultural commentary, masters code switching between Spanish and English, and shows how modern Latin comedy can be both traditional and progressive.
Y lo peor es que ya les estaba gustando, no se hagan. Ya estaban, everybody's in the club. Esa está en Shazam, ¿cómo se llama, Porque me gustó.
The American comedy scene has its own unique flavor and evolution. Signature elements include the stand-up tradition with structured setup and punchline format, individual performer focus, comedy club culture, and emphasis on timing and delivery. The topical focus of American comedy is political satire, pop culture references, social commentary, and current events. Multicultural influences of American comedy include growing integration of diverse perspectives, evolution of comedy styles, and cross-cultural appreciation. So let's take a look at the cultural bridge between Latin and American comedy. Some comedians successfully bridge both worlds. Gabriel Iglesias masters storytelling in both cultures, uses sound effects and physical comedy, reflects Mexican-American experience, and appeals to both Latin and American audiences.
See, with Indian people, the head movement is side to side. Mexicans, our head movement is front to back.
Cristela Alonso brings working-class Latin perspective to the mainstream, tackles immigration and cultural identity, and balances cultural humor with universal themes. And last, but certainly not least, George Lopez pioneered Latin comedy in mainstream America, blends family stories with social commentary, and makes cultural differences relatable to all.
Answer the question. What were you doing?
We were doing half pipe.
Oh my God, and you're doing drugs too.
To understand just what makes us laugh, we have to look at the psychology behind cultural humor. Latin humor psychology includes a collective experience emphasis, emotional expressiveness, family-centered narratives, and shared cultural references, while American humor psychology includes individual perspective, irony and sarcasm, personal experience focus, and cultural critique. The evolution of digital comedy affects both Latin and American comedy in the same way. Modern platforms are changing both styles, with TikTok influencing delivery styles, bilingual content growing, meme culture affecting both traditions, and short-form versus long-form content at the forefront. What does the future of cultural comedy look like? We're seeing exciting trends like more cultural fusion, increased global appreciation, new delivery platforms, and a preservation of traditional elements. Whether it's the warm embrace of Latin family humor or the sharp wit of American stand-up, comedy helps us understand each other better. As these styles continue to mix and evolve, one thing's certain: Laughter truly is a universal language. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Leave a comment with your favorite comedian from either culture.